put you in control.
Oh yeah, it's time to expand your mind because here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. Amish men are actually clean-shaven prior to getting married, but are required to grow their beards after marriage. This and all aspects of Amish life are dictated by a list of written and oral rules known as Ordnung, which outlines the basics of the Amish faith and helps to define what it means to be Amish. Theodore Roosevelt was the youngest president in US history. He took office at just 42 years old in 1901, following the assassination of William McKinley, for whom he served as vice president. Owning a hamster, gerbil, or ferret is illegal in Hawaii. You're also not allowed to own an alligator, a piranha, or a toucan, but those would be a lot more rare, and why would you ever want to own an alligator in the first place, you weirdo? In 2013, Ben & Jerry's received the Compassion in World Farming's Good Dairy Award for their high-quality treatment of their cows, which includes making sure that they get regular massages. They also pay their employees double minimum wage, so it's not just the moo-moos getting the love. There's an area in France covering 39 square miles known as Zone Rouge. It's so polluted with unexploded chemical munitions, human and animal remains from both world wars, humans are prohibited by law from entering that area. There's a ghost town in Tiandishang, China that was built in 2007 that looks just like Paris. It includes a 354-foot replica of the Eiffel Tower. They also have replica Italian, German, and English towns, but they too are ghost towns. In 2006, a group of researchers in Iceland found a really old clam. In order to find out its age, instead of counting the rings on the outside of the clam, they opened it and counted the rings on the inside, ultimately killing the clam. But the clam itself ended up being 507 years old, the world's oldest animal. Former two-time heavyweight champion George Foreman is now the pastor of North Houston's Church of the Lord Jesus Christ. The 68-year-old reverend was inspired to join the church as he himself grew up in poverty and wanted to help others after a successful career. In January of 1966, the US accidentally bombed Spain. An Air Force bomber carrying 4 nuclear weapons collided with its refueling tanker over the Spanish town of Palomares, sending the bombs screaming towards Earth. ESPN, the sports television channel, is actually owned by Disney with the majority ownership of 80%. But that's not all. Disney also owns Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, ABC Broadcasting Company, and A&E, as well as the History Channel. In 2015, Japan lifted its 67-year-old ban on dancing that it put in place after World War II. They forbade dancing in venues without a special dance license. The law was originally put into place after the Second World War in an effort to crack down on dance halls that were often a hotbed for prostitution. The scientific name for brain freeze is actually cephalopalatine ganglioneuralgia. Brain freezes happen because the cold dilates arteries, which causes a sudden rush of blood to the brain, which causes pressure and causes pain. Rabbits actually have the ability to sleep with their eyes open. They go into a trance-like state, which is half sleep. The benefit of this is in the wild, it allows them to get away from predators in a hurry. According to Lita Proctor, the program coordinator of the National Institute of Health's Human Microbiome Project, we have enough bacteria in our bodies to fill a large soup can. That's up to 5 pounds of bacteria. Blah. The colossal squid has the largest eyes ever studied in the animal kingdom, measuring almost 11 inches, which is roughly the same size as a volleyball. In fact, researchers believe that they may be the largest eyes that ever existed. Some sharks can live up to 100 years old. Although most of them live 20 to 30 years in the wild, some species, such as the spiny dogfish, live well beyond 100 years. Cats actually sweat through their paws. Cats do have sweat glands, but their skin is covered in fur, so the amount of cooling that the sweat can provide them is minimal. The paw pads have the most sweat glands, so they sweat there mostly. The sand tiger shark practices cannibalism in the womb. They eat all of the surrounding eggs in the uterus until only one remains. Once they develop their embryonic teeth, they start to eat the other embryos, killing their unborn brothers and sisters. It's survival of the fittest. Researchers in the UK have created a robotic rectum for proctologists to practice their physical rectal exams. It allows